Hey guys, Yolanda at DryerBuzz, and of course, DryerBuzz.com. And I'm going to walk over here and grab another device so that I can engage with you guys. You know how we do. Listen. Hold on, you're going to hear a little bit of a click here. Let me get this device. I'm trying. I'm sorry. You know how you do. You go live and you're not ready, but you got to push that button to get started. The Generation X delegation has unofficially, then officially, I've designated myself since anybody said it yet. But Generation X, let me plug back up so we don't lose our charge here. Generation X has met, and we have denied re-entry for Omarosa back into our generation, our community, and I don't know. Well, I think she is Generation X. So the other generations, let me give you the lineup here. You need to decide. We need to hear from the silent generation. They are still around. That would be before the boomers. So it's a couple of them. In fact, the silent generation is living and more politically astute than any other generation behind them. So we need to get the delegates. We need a consensus of the delegates from the silent generation, and they need to come and let us know if they're going to exile Omarosa. And I'm going to get this other device up so I can see as you guys come in. Please hit the share button. We need a report. We need a consensus from all delegates. The dog is sitting here whining because he thinks I'm supposed to stop my stream and take him, and hopefully I'll be able to escape him. He see me with two devices. You know, once I go live, he's like, wait, I need more attention. So hopefully we can get him tended to and I can finish my stream. All right, so let's see. We need a delegate from the silent generation. Let's probably get two on that one. And like I said again, that generation is more astute, more politically astute. Sorry for the echo. I had to get away from the dog. Let me mute the television. And then we need delegates from the boomer generation. I don't think the boomers will have any problem exiling Omarosa. So we need to get them in here as well. We need to hear from that generation. And that will be my parents' generation. So I know Daddy Buzz will probably jump on here, so we'll get his we'll get his generation to meet. And then we also have, after that one, let me see if I can bring this up a little bit bigger where I got this from. There we go. Okay. Now I can see. My eyes are like not. Generation X, that would be our generation, and we are denying access, denying re-entry into our generation. The millennials. We need to hear from the millennials. Those are the ones over there on Black Twitter. I'm pretty sure that they're going to exile her as well. And then there is the post-millennials, Generation Z. They probably wonder what the hell going on. Somebody go over there to Snapchat and put a couple snaps over there. And then we got this unknown generation. They out here running crazy, but I'm pretty sure they're going to exile her because she didn't even get the president to make all drugs legal. So, you know, they out here on everything. So we need to make sure that we get them, some of those delegates out here, to go ahead and give us the final consensus on how Omarosa is going to be in exile. Generation X, our generation, has quite spoken. She appeared on radio. We are just now finished cleaning out our ears, our brains, our minds, from being distracted this morning as she appeared on a nationally syndicated, and let's just say it right now, I mean, the content that goes on in America is pretty much global, okay? Let me see if I can see here. Let me see if I can see on this thing. The content that we get is pretty much global. So I'm going to play what I thought was some important pieces of her appearance this morning on Ricky Smiley morning show. They did a couple segments for Dish Nation, which is a syndicated entertainment show with pieces stripped from the morning show. In the show, she was interviewed by the host of the show. Everybody asked questions, most notably Ricky Smiley and Jeff Johnson. And Jeff Johnson asked, a lot of pertinent questions But here's kind of how it started. Um, all right. See, the thing that I'm not understanding is, she hits the points, okay? But what we're trying to understand, there are other people out there that have left administrations, White House, other government positions, or even inside, outside, that have some of the very same information and more information, information a little bit more pertinent than some of these things that trivial things that she's talking about. Um, and they're having to leave the country. How is it that this woman, and this is something I asked when we were having breakfast this morning, how is it that this woman can walk away from the White House? Because if you listen to the one of the tapes where she's talking with the guy, the chief of staff, and he's like, we'll deal with this and we'll deal with that. You just need to go. I'm like, if she, and then we were, everybody was like, wow, that's interesting that the way you didn't hear her like fumbling trying to record, so you knew instantly, okay, this woman walked around like with the open mic 24/7. It seems like she walked around with an open mic 24/7, and yet she is able, because I mean we all watched at least a couple of episodes of Scandal. She walks away from the White House having recorded not only the president but top aides, and you don't know in what meeting she was in. They've got to be looking at the calendar like, okay, well, she wasn't in anything pertinent. She shouldn't have much information other than whatever this idiot president might have spoken of in her presence, or any of the other people. Because I mean, nobody really knows how to really conduct themselves in that office until they're in that office, and everybody has to be brought up to what the protocol is, right? Okay, we've all been around. Well, I won't say we all been around, but we've all seen the results of open mic situations, okay? And now you have this woman who she goes immediately, almost immediately, from her situation in the situation room. Okay, now come on, the situation room really at the White House. They took you into the situation room. The White House, like, come on, really, y'all. And why is she pandering this story to Black America? Because her even though she was supposed to be the Black advisor, we oftentimes hear that the president is the president of everybody. So if he's this lackadaisical with this little bit of information, or what she might know, or if what she knows is so pertinent to the running of this country, why is she running the Black media? Why is she running the Black radio? Why is she trying to use it to get back into the Black community? Why isn't it something that all of America should be concerned about? Because they're the ones that voted for him, right? Why isn't she pandering to his constituency? What is it that she wants? Or is it that she is told to go and distract Black America? Because when you look at her face, don't hear so much, listen to what she's saying, but I want you to also look at her reaction when, aside from her talking points, when other people say so. Very telling to me. There was a comment in one of the clips in the commercial break when she was talking about, I don't know if that was on air or not, but she went on to talk about Trump's creepy relationship with his daughter, right? Now, if you're around somebody and you feel like you're witnessing some odd behavior between a man and his child, you really don't want that from that person. It's like, we keep trying to, even in this interview, everybody was like, well, hell, what was your final straw? It seemed like she really didn't have a final straw with what she's trying to make us believe is she had a final straw, but she really didn't have a final straw because they asked her to leave. So she really, and I'm trying to like apply real logic and above and beyond the brainwashing that she's trying to give us in this thing. Is like, because I mean, you never left. You said you were asked to leave. Hey, Elaine, you never left. You said you were asked to leave, but there were so many things that gave you pause about dealing with this family, this administration, the campaign trail, being around these conservatives, being around these Republicans. All of this stuff was giving her pause because, in essence, she is still a true Black woman. So she says. But beyond her talking points, when she does allow somebody else to talk, her reaction to them tells me as a delegate of the Gen X generation that we need to keep this woman in exile because her reaction should be different. Her talking points should be different. Her everything about this should be different. What they have not told her to do, uh, she has not. She does not know. People say she's playing the game. I don't know if she's truly playing the game. She's not playing it very well from our perspective. All right, so they were asking there. Let me pull this out my ear. They were asking there about at the end the NDA, but then she again was talking about what the initial first tape that we this thing just seems so contrived. It just seems so orchestrated. It seems so orchestrated, and her whole conversation about the race. Listen at the race factor. I ended up in a room with four white men threatening my life, but that's the association that she went for. She went for that association way back when she did the Apprentice. Let's go on to. Okay, so again, hey Nettie. Nettie says somebody's gonna show up on her doorstep and make her an offer she can't refuse. We don't know what offer she's working on now. We really don't. I mean, a book deal. I mean, her position, her time in the White House, and her time on the campaign trail, and her time around Trump has been very lucrative for her. I can't even imagine the book deal being more lucrative than her time in the White House. And again, she said, she was going to leave. She didn't leave, even after Charlottesville. She didn't leave, even after. All right, that's the bottom line. That's the one thing that she did say that we can all agree with is that we're just gonna have to vote. What is her in exchange for at this time, at this point in time, for her to speak in these terms now? But I mean, if you listen, I mean, she's really not. And it's saying broadcast interrupted. Hold on, let me do this. Let me see. I'm just wondering. I think it's my Wi-Fi. Let's do that. All right, I'm trying to switch over from the Wi-Fi to the regular. Let me see if that gets the broadcast back. I may have to stop and restart. All right, but the thing that let's see. Yeah, it does say. I don't know if it's doing it on there or what. I'm just watching. I'm sorry, guys. I'm checking the monitors on here, and but my question is whether or not I'm listening at what she's saying, and I still don't hear her truly speaking against Trump. She's giving us some talking points, but I don't know who she's speaking to. Is she speaking to truly to African Americans? Is she just distracted African Americans? Is she talking about a political strategy of where we can go forward? Is she out there to inspire those that we need, things that we really need to do come November and midterm? I mean, we're talking about a couple of months, and we still don't know. Half of Congress is back on the ballot to be reelected. We have got certain positions. Certain people are running. Some people are running and winning their primaries, and keep in mind, people, those are primaries that are happening now for people to end up on the ballot. Midterm election has always had the lowest turnout, and especially at a time when we've got governors on there as well. So hopefully, I'm hoping this thing is still going. All right, I think I have one last. All right, so at the end there, let me get this out of my ear. At the end there, she does kind of speak a little bit as to who she might be talking to, and that one was. These are all clips from the actual live stream that we took from the live stream. If you want to watch the whole video, the whole interview, they did interview. They were live streaming during the commercial breaks as well. I don't know if that information stays online, if they deleted it or whatever. But It's out there if you want to go back and watch some of the replays of it. And I hope that we are still on. I'm trying to see that. If not, I'm going to post the actual recording of this. But I just kind of wanted to come on because you know how we do, buzz it or bash it, having a little bit of discussion about this thing. I don't know who Omarosa's talked to. I don't know what generation he's talked to. I know that my generation, Generation X, and you can go in this clip right here, and I'll post this as well. Find your generation, get your delegates together, and let us know. Are you exiling Omarosa? I don't know who plans to ever trust her again. I really don't know. I don't know who intends to trust her, and why would they trust her? Because she has shown us time and time again who she is, who her alliances are, who does she aligns with, where her loyalties lie, and then watching her reaction in this discussion as she discussed this with each and all of those that are part of this show. And there's a lot of people on this show, and I'm watching as you know people are throwing questions from this angle, that angle about this and that. And I did not like her reaction to those questions. And she threw out some words. I heard her say something about the race riot. Gotta go back and check that one because she slipped that in there. She talked about Trump's relationship with his daughter and the way in which she talked about that, you know, and what that reaction was. We were like, this is one of those situations you hear about all the time when you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. I don't know and I know that's a term that Trump threw out there, and but I don't know. I don't know what's going on between these two people. I cannot put my finger on. Yes, she has a husband. She had a fiance, rest his soul. She has this husband who is a pastor. Now, you know everybody's upset with the other pastors that went to the White House to cohort with Trump, and now you know she is going back to being first lady at her church, at their church. I believe they said something about it being in Florida. I'm like I cannot see on my timeline, guys, and Facebook is not being friendly with us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to end this, and I will post a recording of it. Luckily, I do have a recording of this because I can't tell what Facebook is doing. But I just wanted to come on and point out a couple things that I thought was weird and odd about her appearance on the radio morning show. She's done a number of shows. She keeps dropping audio clips of all these different recordings, and I just don't get it. I promise you, I don't get it. I don't know what she has to gain next. I don't know why she's trying to re-identify as black. I don't know. Oh wait, somebody posted it for me. Now I can see it. Okay. What does it say? Oh, that's another one. I can't get it. All right, look like we are gonna have some technical difficulties here. I can't see it on this other device, and so I'm gonna listen. I think the woman should be exiled. I think the woman should be exiled. We've had so many reasons not to trust Omarosa, and if she is playing a game, we cannot be pawns in her game. And I mean, on a serious note, we as a community, as a culture, as a country, as a nation, we need to be finding 46. We need to have so much attention on 46, notwithstanding the energy we need to put into these midterm elections. We need to inspire people to get out. I'm so tired of having to tell people register to vote. I'm so tired of having to tell people to exercise your vote. The numbers of people going to the poll, the numbers of people registering, the number of people, even though it is always said that, you know, you can always count on black women to vote. You can count on black women to vote, but if we don't vote correctly, if we don't also match our votes with our dollars and support the politicians that we need to gain access to these ballots, and run commercials and get through these elections, have enough money to survive the election. It's not enough to run. It's not enough to be on the ballot. If people are going to walk into the election day and not recognize your name on the ballot, there's no good in that. We've got to get this done. Now, it can't be about Omarosa. It's Omarosa out here to distract us from the midterm elections. Is Omarosa out here to distract us from finding 46? Is Omarosa out here just simply to distract black women who are, by and large, the voters in America? Everybody depends on black women to make these decisions, and it's up to us. We cannot be distracted. And if I have distracted you at all with some Omarosa this morning, and you missed the point that I'm trying to make here, is not to pay her any attention, not to get caught up in her talking points. Don't get caught up in the fact that Trump called her a name, because she sat there while Trump called you a name. She sat there while Trump went after your sons who are trying to stand up for their rights and kneel for their rights. She sat there. She sat there while money was taken on health care, while money is being taken from people who are needing support, these support systems. She sat there. She had no problem with what Trump said about another man's wife coming off that bus. She sat there while she said she was going to walk to Charlottesville. She did not. She said the man is sitting up there thinking that many people in black history are still alive. Like, we live to be 200 and 300 years old. I mean, come on now. She sat there. Not only did she sit there, she went to the bank on how this man has treated our community, particularly black women. So you can get all up in arms about what he calls her. Hell, that could be their term of endearment. We don't know their relationship. We don't know their true relationship. Hell, she's talking about his mental health, the decline of his mental health. Maybe she's out here to help him get out of office because he didn't want the office in the first place. So maybe she's been sent to help him get out of office. We don't know. I don't know why she is pandering to black America, particularly black women, or what. I don't know who particularly she's pandering to. All I know is we can no longer be distracted. We got to find us a 46. And we have definitely got to get to these polls in November. You should be checking your city, state, county every Tuesday, because people are voting every Tuesday leading up to, we don't all vote. And one thing about America, we don't all vote on the same day. There's early voting. There's registration. Some states you fall off if you didn't vote. And a number of elections, you fall off the polls. So you need to make sure to go and double check that you are registered to vote. Match your vote with your dollars. Go out there and really support a politician that has access to the ballot. Make sure that the politicians that you want, make sure that you are working with those who are representing you in your area. Make sure that you're talking to your friends. We're out here on social media. Make sure that you're talking to your friends, not just in your neighborhood, but across this country, because their representative could be sitting on it and in charge of a committee and a budget that impacts your life where you live, simply because of that area. Like, if justice, we're concerned about justice. We definitely got to make sure the representatives in another state could have control and reach into your community based on the committee that they sit on. Okay, we're gonna keep following this. Yes, the book is flying off the shelves, Unhinged. She also noted that the audio version, I think I'm gonna go get the audio version, because I went out to get a copy of the book Wednesday, and the shelves were empty. So it is selling, but we don't know if that's where she's getting the bulk of her money from. I don't know whose payroll. You don't know whose payroll Omarosa is on, and you don't know what she's really trying to say. But I'm going to jump off of here, guys. Y'all have a good day.